Good Friday afternoon, and thank you for joining us on Kare 11 News Now. I'm Chris Harapsky. Breaking this afternoon, a lifeline for the struggling North Memorial Hospital. It is merging with South Dakota-based Sanford Health. According to the deal, which Sanford announced today, the hospital system will invest $600 million in services in the Twin Cities. That money could save North Memorial's main hospital in Robbinsdale, where just last year the CEO said they may have to cut services and maybe even shut down. This deal still needs to be approved by the state and federal regulators. Also new this afternoon, Minneapolis Public Schools sharing new details about a major increase to its special education funding. The district says it has more than $10 million in funding for special education for this school year and the next school year. They didn't realize that because of what they are calling a coding and billing error, where certain items were not submitted to the state correctly.
This topic may be very technical in nature, but the real impact is clear, and that's something that we're very excited about. By adding the equivalent of about 100 full-time positions, we are reducing the uncertainty for our families and ensuring that our students have the supports and resources they need and deserve.
Usually mistakes are bad. This would be chalked up as a good one. District leaders say they're still paying about $30 million over the next 2 years, school years that is, for special education. MPS Superintendent Dr. Lisa Sales Adams says the extra cash coming in is helping get more money to schools across the district. That money is being used to hire more education support professionals, as you heard, and other essential positions as well, and that's according to the district. Developing now, more fighting in the Strait of Hormuz as the White House says it is optimistic that Iran will soon agree to a peace deal. The crux of that deal, according to U.S. officials, is Iran giving up any nuclear program and turning over any nuclear material that it may have. Meantime, President Donald Trump is making new tariff threats to the European Union. That threat would impose new tariffs on European goods coming into the U.S. if the EU does not agree to a trade deal by the 4th of July. That's despite a federal court ruling against Trump's ability to impose certain tariffs. Back at home right now at the state capitol, a major bill aimed at fighting fraud is one step closer to the finish line. The House passed a bill creating a statewide office of Inspector General with some changes in it. That bill now allows the office to set up its own law enforcement division, an amendment that Republicans wanted. But the BCA will still run fraud investigations for the first year like Democrats want to. The Senate has to pass the bill before it can go to the governor's desk. We also have an update on the hantavirus outbreak. You heard about this? The World Health Organization says it's monitoring several people across the United States who were on the cruise ship MV Hondies. Right now, more than 140 people from 23 countries are still on board. Officials say the ship will dock in Spain's Canary Islands on Sunday, a move that has locals on edge there. The World Health Organization says there's no evidence of widespread transmission risk.
This is not the start of a COVID pandemic. This is not the same situation we were in 6 years ago. It doesn't spread the same way.
Of course, we understand their concerns, but as I said in my statement, based on the risk assessment that we have, the risk to the people in the Canary Island is actually low.
President Trump expected to give another update on that outbreak today. Developing this morning, the Minneapolis City Council once again rejecting appointing Public Safety Commissioner Todd Barnett. Now it's up to Mayor Jacob Fry whether to veto that vote for a second time. Council says they want the mayor to come up with another nominee to avoid going through a never-ending loop of denials and vetoes and denials and vetoes. Mayor's office called last night's vote, quote, mean-spirited. Next month, the Minneapolis City Council is going to vote on whether to reappoint Police Chief Brian O'Hara. But right now, it's not clear if he has the votes to pass. Some city council members raising concerns about MPD's overtime and how Operation Metro Surge was handled. Mayor Jacob Fry says the chief is still the right guy for the job, pointing to progress in police reform, recruitment, and reducing violent crime. He says if the council doesn't support the nomination, they need to be, quote, clear-eyed about the consequences. The age of AI is accelerating fast and furiously, and Anoka County is looking to be a trailblazer in how that type of technology is used in public safety. Chatbots are assuming the role of 911 dispatcher in non-emergency situations. Ian Russell has more on the launch of this tech.
911 calls and non-emergency calls for the entire county of Anoka.
In the middle of a crisis,
Over the weekend, we had 4 structure fires in one shift.
every second counts. Dispatchers in Anoka County handle all sorts of calls, the worst, the best, and everything in between, and they pile up quick.
So much going on. They created a grass fire. We couldn't answer phones as quickly.
Anoka County Emergency Communications Director Kare Morrissey says they need help sometimes on the less pressing calls so their people can focus on major emergencies.
This is your AI assistant, Eric.
That's where this comes in.
How may I help you?
Anoka County is testing artificial intelligence with non-emergency calls. Eric or Erica, depending on who answers, asks the same questions dispatchers would.
It is working really well. It succeeded my expectations.
Esther House helped train the AI and showed me how it works.
Well, I need to report, I had some mail that was stolen.
I will be asking you some questions to get your request for contact from law enforcement started.
This is even trained to hand off actual emergencies to real people.
I think I may need an ambulance. I might be having a heart attack.
I am transferring you to agent.
I look at it as a force multiplier. They're able to focus more on the emergency incidents coming into the center.
An AI use that they say won't take jobs but help them.
We're still upping our staff. We're not using this to replace people. We're using it to keep people in their seats.
An AI voice you'll hear from soon.
Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Pretty wild, right? To be clear, Morrissey says that they have zero plans to put this on emergency calls. You'll always get a real person no matter what they say. But they're still testing this out right now. But if all goes well, they expect to see this fully roll out in the next few weeks. Wolves fans, it's time to howl. It's time to get loud. Team is back at Target Center tonight, hoping to redeem themselves after getting absolutely whooped by the Spurs by 38 points on Wednesday. The Western Conference semifinal series now tied 1-1. Tip-off tonight at 8:30. You can sit courtside for close to $2,400 a ticket. You can get in the door for about $110 if you want to sit, not courtside. Also struggling to seal the deal, the Minnesota Wild. Here they are prepping for the game 3 at home against Colorado Avalanche. That's on Saturday night, 8 p.m. They're down 2-0 in the series right now. So a loss on Saturday would make a game 4 a must-win. Their last matchup, by the way, captivated more than 2 million viewers. According to ESPN, it became the second most viewed second-round Game 2 matchup ever on cable. Interesting. Well, the unofficial start of summer. The Governor's Fishing Opener is happening tomorrow, and for the first time ever, it is being held on the St. Croix River in Stillwater. The opener's been on Minnesota tradition since 1948, helping kick off the summer tourism season and highlighting just how important fishing is to the state's economy and the state's culture. The DNR says more than 500,000 anglers are expected to take part across Minnesota this weekend. They also have a few pointers for those heading out on the water.
With this chilly evenings and stuff we've been having, the water temps are going to be pretty cool. Because of that colder water temperatures, I think anglers really want to focus on probably places where the water is going to be a little warmer. That might be the downwind side of the lake where the warmer water is being blown across the surface and ending up down there. A lot of times that's where the fish are going to be congregated.
The Governor's Fishing Opener is billed as the kickoff to Minnesota's summer tourism season, as we said, but it comes at an odd time for Stillwater. Kent Erdahl explains why the city wants to reel things in a little bit.
Whether or not the fish are biting on the St. Croix this weekend, Stillwater is sure to be swimming with visitors.
It's the first time we've ever hosted the fishing opener. So yeah, we're really excited about it.
But Mayor Ted Kozlowski knows some residents don't share the same level of enthusiasm.
I usually come around this time because it's less dead and just more enjoyable.
To be clear, Savtow loves visiting downtown, but as the weather heats up, so does competition for parking and sidewalk space.
I wish the events were more spread out for us. I would love to just enjoy an event down here where I live close by, but it's been kind of driving me out. I've been kind of disinterested.
I think it's starting to feel like a lot.
Kozlowski says that's why the city is now taking a look at whether to limit how many new events join the summer staples.
Lumberjack Days, Harvest Fest, an art festival. We have car show during the week. We've got Summer Tuesdays. Most of the events we do are geared toward our local community. It just so happens they're awesome, and we get a lot of other people that that want to come join in on the fun.
But it's not just the events themselves that are bringing in more people.
We get 250 to 300,000 people using that trail every year. There's just a lot more people, enjoying downtown Stillwater.
We also opened 2 hotels around that time, and so I would say our traffic nearly doubled since 2020.
Kelly Nygaard is president of Discover Stillwater.
We're known for events,
which has started focusing on trying to spread that traffic around all year, with events like World Snow Celebration.
We know that a Saturday in October is going to excel because we're right on the river and the colors are going to explode and people are going to organically come here. So we put a lot of our energy into the seasons that our business owners would welcome a few additional feet through their doors.
That's been amazing. More cool stuff in the winter, I'm all in favor of, but the summertime, we're certainly pretty maxed out at this point.
Just to be clear, you're not telling the people of Minnesota don't come to Stillwater?
Absolutely not. I don't think I could, even if I wanted to, I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, look where we're standing. It's beautiful, and we've got a lot of cool things going on.
It's a delicate balance of respecting your local residents while also promoting and keeping the economy thriving through that.
You don't want to overfish, right?
Exactly. Conservation, right? You have to keep the fish stocked appropriately and make sure you're not overutilizing that resource. And that's why we have such great partnerships throughout the community.
I'm sure Wisconsin's like, come on over here, we'll take it. Today actually marks 1 year of Pope Leo, the leader of the Catholic Church, is the first ever Pope from America. Pope Leo recently making headlines for speaking out against the war in Iran and how the U.S. is handling that conflict. A close friend of the Pope says in the year that he has led the church, not much has changed about the man. Stick with us. More news and weather coming up after the break.